We don't like to talk about failure. It makes us uncomfortable. It feels heavy, like a weight on our chests that presses down just when we're trying to stand tall. We live in a world that celebrates success and hides failure, as if it's something to be ashamed of. But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if failure isn't the enemy we've made it out to be, but actually the wisest teacher we'll ever have? Think about how we learn to walk as babies. No child ever stood up perfectly on their first try and never fell again. They wobble, they tumble, they sometimes cry in frustration. But then they do something remarkable. They try again and again, until one day, they're not just walking, they're running. No one looks at a baby learning to walk and calls them a failure for falling. We understand instinctively that falling is part of the process. Somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we forget this simple truth. We start believing that if we fail at something, it means we're not good enough, that maybe we should just give up. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Every great success story is actually a story of many failures overcome. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb in one perfect attempt. He found thousands of ways that didn't work first. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by 12 publishers before one said yes. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team before becoming the greatest player in the game. These people didn't succeed in spite of their failures. They succeeded because of them. Each stumble taught them something valuable. Each rejection made them stronger. Each closed door forced them to find another way forward. This is the beautiful truth about failure. It's not the opposite of success. It's an essential part of success. When we fail at something, we're being given a precious gift, the chance to learn. Like a scientist conducting experiments, every failed attempt gives us valuable information. Maybe we need to prepare differently. Maybe we need to ask for help. Maybe we need to adjust our approach. These are lessons we can't learn from books or lectures. They only come through experience, often through what feels like failure in the moment. Failure also builds something money can't buy and no one can take away from us: resilience. Each time we pick ourselves up after a disappointment, we become emotionally stronger. Like a muscle that grows through exercise, our ability to handle challenges increases with each setback we overcome. People who never fail never develop this superpower. They remain fragile, afraid to take risks or step outside their comfort zones. Some of history's greatest innovations came from what first appeared to be failures. The pacemaker was invented when an engineer was trying to make something else entirely. Penicillin was discovered by accident when a scientist noticed mold-killing bacteria in a contaminated petri dish. Post-it notes came from a failed attempt to create a super-strong adhesive. When we're open to it, failure can redirect us to paths we never would have found otherwise, often leading to something even better than we originally imagined. So how do we change our relationship with failure? It starts with how we talk to ourselves about it. Instead of saying, "I failed," we can say, "I learned." Instead of thinking, "I'm not good at this," we can think, "I'm not good at this yet." These small shifts in language create big changes in how we see ourselves and our abilities. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of running from the discomfort, we can lean into it and ask good questions. What worked in this attempt? What didn't? What would I do differently next time? These questions turn a painful experience into valuable data that helps us improve. Writing these lessons down helps us remember them and see our progress over time. It's also important to remember that everyone fails. Every person you admire has a long list of setbacks and disappointments behind their success. The difference isn't that they never failed, it's that they kept going. They understood that failure is like a sculptor chipping away at marble. Each apparent mistake brings us closer to the masterpiece. The next time you fail at something, and you will, because we all do, try to take a deep breath and remember, this isn't the end of your story, but an important chapter in it. The road to anywhere worth going is never smooth. It's full of bumps and wrong turns and detours, but each of these teaches us something we need to know for the journey ahead. Our greatest triumphs in life don't come from perfect records, but from the courage to keep getting back up. So fail forward, fail fast, and most importantly, fail fearlessly. Your future self will thank you for every lesson learned along the way. After all, diamonds are just pieces of coal that handled pressure exceptionally well. Failure, when we learn to see it differently, becomes not something to fear, but something to embrace. It's the proof that we're trying, growing, and moving forward. And that's something to be proud of. So the next time you stumble, remember, you're not falling, you're learning how to fly. The most successful people aren't those who never fail, but those who never let failure stop them. Your story isn't about avoiding falls. It's about how you rise each time. And that makes all the difference. So keep going, keep trying, keep failing forward. Because on the other side of what feels like failure right now is the success you're working toward. And every step, even the missteps, is taking you closer to it. That's the beautiful truth about failure. It's not the end of anything. It's just the beginning of something new, something better, something you couldn't have reached any other way. And that makes all the stumbles along the way worth it.